All right, everybody. We are live here on the Charlotte Street Hockey League Facebook page. Facebook has to make things a little bit more difficult just to, test us in how much we want to actually go live. So we really wanted it tonight, so here we are. We're live. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. I see one viewer. I'm going to take your guys' comments today, questions. I first want to share a little bit about myself, although this is not about myself, but I realize that some people might be seeing me or viewing me for the first time. And I want to introduce myself as Josh Greco, the president and CEO of the Charlotte Street Hockey League. And I want to share a little bit about myself and about the vision of this organization, what we're looking to accomplish over the next few months to a couple years. We have big visions, big plans for this organization in terms of hockey in the Charlotte community, and I'm honored and humbled and super excited to be a part of it. So feel free to engage throughout the discussion here. It's a little bit different or weird just speaking into my cell phone here, but I know that you guys are there, and if you have questions or comments or are just here to participate or watch, we appreciate you being here. So hopefully this can be posted at a later time and date, so that if you're late or you got to leave early, you can view everything. But I just want to share a little about myself and my hockey background and what led me to this position within the organization. And then we can dive into some more details about Charlotte Street Hockey League. So first and foremost, Josh Greco. I've been living in Charlotte, North Carolina for 10 years. October moved down to Charlotte in search of other opportunity and wanted to continue my involvement with hockey, and first got involved in the Charlotte roller hockey program down in the Ballantyne area. Met a great bunch of guys, which led me to connect with a bunch of the ball hockey guys, which eventually led to playing in the league and participating more in the organization. So I've been a business coach for 2 years now, working for Pro Advisor Coach. I help business owners, entrepreneurs, sales-minded people, executives achieve greater results in their business. Lou Harberton, thank you for the comment. You're definitely better looking than the last CEO. Very humble man, Lou is, last CEO. Nice round of applause for all that Lou has done with the organization. One of the original members, and something I'm going to talk about tonight in terms of what this program's all about. So. But anyways, that's a little bit about myself. I grew up in the Buffalo, New York area, always watching hockey. The hockey season runs through the end of one year and the beginning of the next, which means that's all of winter in Western New York. So hockey was a bit of an escape for myself and my 3 brothers growing up to be able to watch the game. It's the best live sporting event, in my opinion, to watch on the planet. And it's such a fun sport to be a part of, whether you're playing ball hockey or roller hockey or ice hockey or any form of hockey. Knee hockey, there's so many forms. So I eventually got involved in the ball hockey program as a player. I showed up to the Almost Winter Classics. You guys might be familiar with that. So I just want to share a little bit more about the tradition of the game, tradition of this organization with the Almost Winter Classic. It's commemorated on the first Saturday of every December, where we have our annual tournament, and it commemorates the day that the original people got together to play a pickup game back 10 years ago. So 2011 was the first time everybody got together. So pretty cool, because we want to keep a lot of that tradition alive, and on the other hand, we want to be able to grow the program. So it's a delicate balance with what we're trying to accomplish with growing our numbers, where I see our biggest influence is providing accessibility to kids and adults who move into the area, who enjoy the game of hockey, who just want to be around other hockey people. I see Charlotte as a growing, blossoming hockey community, and our job is to provide accessibility for people to get more hockey in their life. So how are we going to do that? Well, I want to share with you the vision that I've connected with the board over. So the organization is made up of a board of directors. So it's myself as the president and CEO. Our newest member, Frank Lozzi, was just approved as the chief operating officer. The chief marketing officer is Drew Schweikes. The chief financial officer is Brent Chaplin. And the chief administration officer is John Bergner. And there's a couple non-voting positions that are part of the board as well. Bob Ritchie was brought on a couple months ago, and he is the adult program coordinator. And we have several other positions that will be coming available in the upcoming months here. In particular, my old role as a youth program coordinator, it's something I'm still doing as the CEO and president. Would love to pass that off to somebody who is as invested and interested in growing the program as the rest of us are. We have a lot of momentum built behind us, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We also need a secretary for the board of directors. That was also a former position of mine, to run the meetings, organize them, keep us on track, identify takeaways and action items of each meeting. We meet once a month. And then there's several positions that will be coming available for smaller contributions, maybe like a once a month type of meeting for a committee. So I've had the privilege of connecting with some of the Raleigh Ball Hockey League members. They, similar to us, have a board of directors, and they also have committees that are set up, and they have committee charters. So there's a couple committees that I would like to throw out there as we're developing these over the next couple of weeks, and we hope to roll them out before the end of the year and really get a lot of momentum moving into 2022. So how that's going to work is each committee will operate under one of the board positions. So for example, Brent, as the chief financial officer, will run the Ways and Means Committee. And each committee will have a budget. They'll have a rundown of events or purposes that they'll try to accomplish in a given year. And all that's really required of other people who might be a part of that committee is just a monthly Zoom call or some sort of connection with the group to throw out ideas, to identify action items. For example, maybe one task of one person in a committee would be to meet with 2 vendors a month, or 2 potential league partners or sponsors a month. So the theme, and this is what I want to drive home today, is that many hands make light work. And this was told to me as a child growing up with 3 brothers, that if everybody pitches in a little bit, then it takes the pressure off of everybody else. And if everybody just stays in their lane and does their role, and we have dozens of people doing that, which is what I see in the future, this is going to be a very successful organization. Right now what's happening is there's quite a bit being asked of the board members. There's more than you would think that goes into organizing a league, organizing a tournament, organizing participation in events, and payment, and keeping track of everything. So what we're proposing is to roll out just smaller ways for people to get involved. So we'll be having details that we'll be rolling out over these next couple weeks via our email distribution, our open sports communication network. And we're very excited about that because I think people want to get involved. I always wanted to get involved and to be a part of something bigger, and to grow the game of hockey, something I'm very passionate about, is something that I'm super looking forward to. So we want whoever wants to be on board, come on board. This is going to be something that we build together. It's going to be super fun. We are just scratching the surface of what we're capable of. The guys who have operated in the board before us, Sean Colas was the chief operating officer that just fulfilled his term this past month. Actually, September 1st was the first day with Frank, the new chief operating officer. And actually, Drew Schwakis, his chief marketing officer role, will be up in December as well. So there's a bit of changing of the guard, but we're getting some fresh blood in here, but we're carrying on the tradition that these guys all started. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Imran Faruqi, who's just been a warrior for the program. He's done so much, and I think if you have been involved in the program in any way, pickup events or league games, everybody knows who Imran is. And unfortunately, he's moving out of the area. He's moving to Jacksonville, Florida in a couple months. But I just want to give a big shout out to all those guys, Lou and Sean and Imran, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a whole bunch of people. But thank you for the contributions. It just goes to show you a little bit of time and effort, maybe a lot of bit of time and effort goes a long way. And we've done so much for the program to get it to where it is, and then it's going to be my job and our board's responsibility to take it to the next level. So what does that mean? The vision of the future. The biggest vision, perhaps, and I think we're all in agreement of this, is to get a surface for us to play on. Currently, we play at Waymer Park up in Huntersville, North Carolina, on a tennis court, which is fine and dandy. I think it actually speaks to the roots of how a lot of us grew up and played hockey. But if we're going to elevate the experience to the next level, we got to find a facility or build a facility or resurface a facility that is better suited for our needs as a hockey organization. We are growing our adult league program. We're growing our youth league program. And if we want to have some legitimacy in the area, in the region, to play against Asheville, to play against Raleigh, to travel to Washington, D.C., then we're going to have to legitimize the program a little bit more. So that's the vision. I see, I don't think we need to know how it's going to happen yet, but I envision this beautiful double rink feature with stadium seating and PA system and concession stand, and just to have the ultimate hockey experience. I think Charlotte, of all places, you might not think that if you didn't live here, there's a huge hockey community in Charlotte, and all we have to do is build the right facilities and build out the program the right way, and people are going to come running. And how do I know that? It's because I've built the youth program, or I've spearheaded the youth program up until today, and it started with adding 6 people to an email distribution, and we're now up to 100 people. There's people coming out of the woodwork that just want to know more about what we're doing. How can they get involved? What do games look like? What do our clinics look like? And maybe I just want to touch upon that real quick for what we have going on right now in our program. So we got some exciting events coming up. Of course, our Labor Day Blowout Bash is on Saturday, September 4th, so that's just 2 days away. And what that is a end-of-season celebration with our youth hockey program. Our inaugural season ran from the middle of June all the way till today, and ending on Labor Day Saturday. And we want to invite everybody who's involved in the program to come out and celebrate with us. So we're expecting 20-plus kids. We put up an event on open sports for our pickup. We're going to have a lot of adult league members come out. We want our volunteers to participate, and any parents of the kids who came out every week to support their kids and watch their kids pick up a hockey stick. Let's come out and play some hockey on Saturday. So that's going to run from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, September 4th. We're going to have some fun. We're going to play some pickup games, and we're going to cook out. So we got a grill coming with, we're going to cook out some burgers and hot dogs, and we have a sign-up list in case anybody wants to get involved and bring some food. So that is one event that's upcoming. Of course, the weekend after is our Summer Slapper annual tournament. I'm super excited about that. So that's happening on, make sure I have my dates right. That's September 12th. And we have an open sports registration open for our Summer Slapper. So if you want to be a part of that, come out and play some hockey all day, hang out with the guys, and just enjoy the sport. So that's Sunday, September 12th. And then right behind that, one weekend later, we have the kickoff of our fall league for both the adult and youth hockey program. And both of those registrations are now open. They're closing over the next couple of days to a week or so. So if you intend to sign up for those programs, please sign up. People like to wait for the last minute. Makes it a lot easier when we can know what to expect with numbers and can order t-shirts. And it's a good segue into our next upgrade for our adult program. So up until this league, we have played our games with light and dark jerseys or light and dark shirts. So to increase the legitimacy, we're going for the first time with colored uniform t-shirts with unique logos written by or drawn and illustrated by one of our own, Chris Jones. Big shout out to Chris Jones. He's got a bit of a graphic design background, and we're excited to unveil some logos that we're going to have for this upcoming adult league session. So that encapsulates the vision. The vision being upgrading to a rink, a surface, an area where we can play more games and that can fulfill our needs as an organization a little bit better. That's in the works. We have some ideas for how we're going to do that. We're expanding the accessibility to our programs. We have a newsletter that keeps people updated with upcoming events and clinics and league play. Right now we have that in place for the youth. We're working on that for the adult league. So we'd like to invite anybody who wants to participate in that. I see just having fun with it, interviewing a league member every week, or writing an article about the program every week, something to share about the organization. I'm sure there's a lot of writers out there that want to get involved. So that's a couple points about the vision. Also, I promised I'd touch on tradition. So there's a few things that we do very well that we want to keep going, and that's a couple of the tournaments that we run every year. We have the Summer Slapper, the Fall Baller, of course our Almost Winter Classic, and there's other tournaments that we're going to keep rolling as we go here. We've implemented this year for the first time our golf tournament. So CSHL golf tournament. We have another one coming up. I don't know if it's official yet, but we are right on the brink of making an announcement for Saturday, October 23rd. Mark that on your calendars. You want to come out and play some golf, support the program. And we did this in the springtime. Our spring scramble was a super success. We had a lot of fun, and just everybody came out to support the game of hockey and be together on the golf course. We had a good time. So there's a couple other things I want to hit on just to acknowledge everybody who's watching. If you've got questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. I'm kind of seeing things scroll up as people check in and who's watching. If there's anything you want to know more about, or if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. There's a couple things I want to make sure I hit on, but there's not too much left. So if anybody has questions, let me know. The big part is, when I drive home, is spreading the word about the program. So not many people, or I get this when people reach out, like I couldn't find you guys. I didn't know where you were. We have some big ideas with the website. Right now, one of the biggest things we're trying to solve is that we have registration on one website. And then we have our stats and our standings kept on another website. And then we have to, we report our league rules and we have pictures on our actual website. So our biggest initiative to legitimize us and make the website a one-stop shop is to fix that up a little bit. And whether that means tearing it down and building it up from scratch or adjusting with what we have, we recognize that as the biggest opportunity to funnel people to the right area, to give information, but also for people to go and know where to go to register and to look up stats and statistics and league schedules and upcoming news and events. Right now it's scattered all over the place and it's not very convenient. So this might be a good call out. We have a couple lines in the water for people who work on websites, but if anybody works on a website, we'd like to hear from you, especially like our own people who are involved in the organization and know people and have connections. So that's a big initiative. We also see eventually putting merchandise up there, CSHL branded T-shirts and water bottles and equipment and pads and memorabilia. So that's in the works as well. We're going to make that a robust one-stop shop for everything CSHL related on the website. So that's one of the biggest initiatives. The second one, we had some new members join since I stated this last, but we're going to implement committees under the board of directors. Right now there's a lot being asked, and the only way to expand and to be able to handle the numbers that we want to grow to is to invite more people to have influence over the organization. I see Darren Monaco in the room. Darren, big shout out. How's it going? Darren has some great ideas, and we hope he joins the committee because we want his voice to be heard. There's a lot of ways to get involved. We're going to create those ways for people to get involved that have information, that have good ideas, that can expand our program and make it better. We're going to give every opportunity for people to get involved who want to get involved. And I think the biggest thing holding people back is the time commitment. People have full-time jobs. People have family commitments. People have commitments with their religion, after school activities and extracurricular stuff. We understand that. This is a program that's run by volunteers, even at the board level. So everybody's given their time to grow this thing, to make it to what it could be. A lot of us are from out of town or other cities where hockey runs in the blood. We want to make that in Charlotte here. We want to build something where people can have that here. And we have a good core of guys and a good group that give a lot to this organization. And we want to invite a lot more people to give a little. So we have a little giving a lot right now. We want a lot to give a little. That's the future of this organization. So let's see what else I want to hit on here. I mentioned a bit of turnover with the board of directors. So just this year, within a 6-month time span from June till the end of December, we'll have 3 new board members involved here. So whenever there's turnover like that, whenever there's new ideas, fresh faces, it takes a little time to settle in, but we're going to have a big 2022. We're going to have it, our vision laid out for everybody so that people can provide feedback. We want to hear from people what their ideas and opinions are. It's always better when we're always stronger together. So the fresh blood in the board will give a bit of a new perspective, and we're going to gel together. We got big plans for, like I said, a better surface for the rink, a better player experience, a better game day experience, and just got big plans in the works. Let's see what else I want to hit here. So yeah, we're starting a newsletter for the Adult League program. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. We just need some way to reach people more often with our events and be more in the face of people who want more information. Right now, it's very difficult to know what's going on, to know what's being planned, and we want full transparency. We want people to know what's upcoming so we can plan for it. And we see us doing that with Adult League newsletter, just like the Youth League has a newsletter. So there's 100 people on that distribution. We already have an accumulation of emails for the Adult League that expand beyond that. So look for that in the future. Other than that, I want to make sure I don't talk in circles, but people in the comment section, does anybody who's watching want to know anything more or hear anything else about the program? We're only about 20 to 25 minutes in here, but is there anything anybody wants to hear more about? Any questions about the youth program, the adult program, tournaments we have coming up, ways to get involved, participation? I can talk about partnerships a little bit. We are in discussions with the Charlotte Checkers. I've gotten a couple contacts over there to get involved, to help grow the game. Whenever they hear youth or people who want to grow the game of hockey in Charlotte, they jump at it. So we have good connections over there that we're trying to hone and grow. And same with the Huntersville Parks and Rec Department. We've been in connection with them a lot over the years, and even more so lately to partner with them. They have some visions of the future with us. We're very attractive to them because hockey is a unique thing in the area of Charlotte right now. There's not a lot of hockey facilities, so it would attract a whole new core of people to the community, so that's attractive. Jessica's got a question. Will location always be in Huntersville, or is there any plan for a different location? Patrick Martin asks a very similar question. What locations are in play for a new rink? So good question. Like I mentioned, we're in touch with Huntersville just because that's where we've been for so long. We've played a bunch of pickup events down at the Y and Ballantyne, at the Morrison Y. The only problem with that is we're under their thumb as far as their policies and procedures. And we envision either partnering with somebody or building our own if we have to where we make the decisions, we make the calls. So there's no real clear answer to where we build a rink or where we would increase our or focus our resurfacing if we do play. It seems like the easiest end would be in Huntersville, to answer Jessica's question. But we realize there's a strong contingency, and I used to be a part of that, living in Ballantyne with all the hockey guys in the South. That's where Pineville Ice House is. Extreme Ice is obviously down the road on 485 as well. So there's a big contingency of hockey players in the hockey community in the South area. So one of the models we're looking at is a bit of a franchise. We could potentially have multiple rinks all over Charlotte, and we can fill them up with teams. I'm confident of that. So Huntersville seems to be the easiest in, but it's not the end-all, be-all, and we're in communication with several people around the city of Charlotte to get their attention and to make it attractive for them as well. And there's always something in it for everybody. So Patrick asks, what kind of committees are in the works? Appreciate it, Patrick. Let me pull up my email to make sure we get this right. We threw out a couple names of the committees, nothing set in stone yet. I can tell you we have, I mentioned earlier, we're in communication with the Raleigh Ball Hockey League. And why I mentioned that is because they've gotten really organized with basically identifying and establishing committee charters. So what's the purpose of the committee? Who's involved? What does membership look like? What's the commitment look like? And they have a great rundown of 4 or 5 different committees. So let me pull this out here. Give me just a second. So I mentioned before, as I pull this up, that each board member will be overseeing a committee. There we go. That's not the right email. So for example, Chief Financial Officer, Brent Chaplin, I think he's on here. What's up, Brent? Will be overseeing the Ways and Means Committee. So what's the best way for CSHL to spend our money? You know, it shouldn't be up to the board of directors to make every decision about how we spend our money. We can maybe have the final decision, but we want to hear from people who have good ideas about how to spend the money. Drew Schweikes, our Chief Marketing Officer, something like a committee to oversee our sponsorship and our vendor partners. That could be huge, to have relationships in the community that have our back and can decrease shipment times and make us deals for equipment that we use or t-shirts that we buy from them on a regular basis. And our sponsors, we want to make sure our sponsors are getting what they want out of the deal too. Is it exposure? What are their goals? Do they want to increase their sales? How can we help them do that? By them offering to put up a banner or a name tag, or maybe we read a commercial. But that's an example of a committee that we could start. Another example is a programs committee, a competition committee. We have started and have had success with one committee that's being overseen by Bob Ritchie right now. So that is I believe it's a player safety and competition, or player safety and rules committee. So we had several incidents in the adult league this last session that we had to communicate over and make some changes to. So we're rolling out a few of those changes in this fall league that we're going to communicate to everybody who registers. But that's a great example of a committee that just talk about the game day experience. How can we improve that? What are some ideas? How can we get people to come back? Even if, we all love hockey, but what makes people come back? It's the experience that they have while on the rink, while on the court. So those are a couple examples. I don't know, Patrick, does that answer your question? Is there anything that would trigger you to, what would you want to be a part of? It's almost like I had some interaction with Rob Cherubini. You guys know Rob. He reached out to me and said he was talking about refereeing. I said, well, what do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in this organization? If you could choose and you could pick to contribute one way, shape, or form, what would that be? The way that this works the best with the many hands makes light work approach is to get people to do what they want to do. And we have enough positions here where you can basically plug and play. We can almost create a position for you, at least in the committee form, to be able to connect with vendors, to come up with ideas, just share your thoughts and opinions. So there's several ways that we're going to give several access points to get involved. Just keep an eye out for communication over the next couple of weeks here. Patrick Martin, will there be a Vezina Award this year? Asking for a friend. That's a great question. We do have other awards that we hand out to the league. Thinking of, I got this image of Imran with his white gloves coming out to present the trophy. So those are certainly upgrades that we could talk about, right, Patrick? We got to honor the goalies, the guys between the pipes there. If we didn't have you guys, I won't finish that sentence. Your head will get too big. Anyways, I like these ideas though. Anyways, we have a handful of people in the chat now. Brent honoring Patrick for his question. Any other things that you guys might want to know? What else? What other questions you have? What do you want to share about the vision, about the program? I see Tim Heslin has signed on. Give a shout out to Tim. He's got 2 kids that play in our youth league, and they're both rock stars. So Lila plays between the nets, led the league in shutouts this past year. And then Cole is just a beast and a leader on the court, and his team did very well this past session. He's fun to watch. So shout out to Tim. Thanks for being a part of the program, and hope to have you back for our fall league that's starting in a couple weeks here. But, I can touch upon the youth league real quick. So this is the first time that we're separating the age and the talent and the skill level to make it a little bit more competitive and fair at the same time. So our inaugural season, we just wanted to get our feet wet, get some competition going, get people out there. And one of the problems we had was there was a pretty wide gap with some of the younger kids and some of the older kids. So we're introducing what we're calling a colt division and a stallion division. So the colt division runs from question mark up to 10 years old, and then the stallion division is 11 years old and up. And there's exceptions to that. If you don't have experience and you're a little bit older, maybe you play down, or if you've got a lot of skill and you want to play up with the big kids, you can do that too. We had a great showing with girls. So I mentioned Lila Heslin, and there's a handful of others that have inquired about the program and come out to the clinics, and we've got some big plans to get a lot of people involved and some new faces into the program for Youth League and Adult League coming this fall. Anyways, man, I've spoken for a half hour here. You guys are probably sick of my voice, but I've touched upon vision, the committees and involvement, our upcoming events. The Labor Day Blowout is Saturday, September 4th. We have our Summer Slapper happening the following weekend. We have our Youth and Adult League, Fall League starting the weekend after that. And we have our golf tournament that is soon to be finalized and formalized and communicated to everybody on Saturday, October 23rd. Other than that, the only other message I would like to share with everybody is that I'm super excited and honored to be in the position I am. I take hockey very seriously. It's in my blood. I think it's the best sport on earth. I play in a league at Pineville Ice House. I've been playing with the roller guys down in Valentine since I moved here, basically. And I think we have quite an opportunity. And I think people are going to want to be a part of what we're about to build because we're going to do it the right way. We're going to build out the foundation. We're going to have the structure here to be able to scale and grow our numbers. And it's just going to be about the experience that people have playing hockey in Charlotte. And once we get some momentum going, which we already have quite a bit of, it's going to be hard to stop us from getting what we want with our rinks and our accessibility and our connectivity in the region. We're just super excited, and I'm super honored to be a part of that. So Jim Donaldson, thank you for the question. Do you have Learn to Play clinics? I am the president of the New Bern River Rats roller hockey program. Welcome, Jim. So yes, we hold clinics whenever we don't have league play. So for example, the upcoming Fall League has 2 games on, or two Saturdays in a row for league play, and then 1 Saturday off. Now those off Saturdays will be clinics. Now we can implement more clinics, and even on league play days, but we don't have the volunteers at this point to do that. So that's another thing in the works. We want to be able to offer these clinics every weekend without interrupting our youth league as well. So to your question, yes, we do have those clinics. We probably run 2 of them a month, and I'd like to see that number get up to 3 or 4 once we get into the new year here, into 2022. But right now, clinics run from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Our format is to learn some sort of skill. We run through drills for the first half hour, and then the second half hour is scrimmaging, so that we run some gameplay. We blow the whistle dead, and we blow the play dead to coach and to assess things at certain times, and that's been a pretty good model for us, and people keep coming back. Thank you for the question, Jim. President of the New Bern River Rats roller hockey program. That's awesome. Jim, I'm wondering, I don't know if you want to type this in the chat, but like, who else do you guys play against? Is it all local teams, or do you travel at all? I'd like to hear more about that. That's great. But that's a great theme of today's live session, is that hockey in the South is, depends what perspective you have. People in the North might think we don't have hockey down here. We have so much hockey outlet, or so much hockey interest and demand, and that's why I keep saying accessibility. All we need to do is build a program that people want to come to play, and they're going to find us. I get emails every day from parents of kids and adult league members that just want to know more about the program. So we see hockey in Charlotte as a huge growth opportunity. But I sound kind of like a broken record, so I might wrap this up here. I'll give another 2 minutes if anybody else wants to chime in or make any comments. Lou, if you're still on, I'm sure you got some sort of funny closing comment or joke that you want to throw out there. Haha. But that's about it from me. Like I said, super excited and honored to be a part of this. We got some plans. Kudos to the board, and just a shout out to the other board members. We made it through a pretty rough time over the past year and a half dealing with COVID and having some pretty deep discussions about what's best for the program and how we can make this experience better. And we got through a lot, and we're stronger for it. So we're looking to keep on this momentum that we have going and make this a strong end of 2021. And we'll see you in 2022. I'm very excited about it. I'll give another 30 seconds in case anybody's got any last minute comments, but share the word, spread the word, tell people about this. We're doing big things up in Charlotte for the hockey program. Jim says no travel yet. Appreciate it. Soon though, word's gonna get around. that's another thing. The surface that we'd like to build for the ball hockey, I see it being a surface or a court where other sports can participate, including roller hockey. It could be a revenue generator for the program here. 1 year in October, Jim. Oh, congratulations on that. That's great. It's so cool to be able to start something from scratch. I'm sure you can attest to. It's just a lot of work. But if you build it, they will come. There's demand there. And when you know that, and when you keep your nose to the grindstone, other people want to be a part of it, and they want to help out, and it just kind of catches fire. And that's what's happening with Charlotte Street Hockey League. All right. If there's nothing else, I'll sign off right now. I appreciate the support out there. Looking forward to delivering more results for the program, for the community, and just bringing more ball hockey to Charlotte, North Carolina. Lou says, I miss your beard. And on that note, thank you, Lou, for the closing statements, and we'll catch you guys later.